You are about to opt in to Monerotopia, a show for the Monero community where all are welcome to join. From noob to maxi, no matter what bags you hold. Just sit back and relax to the sweet sounds of Monero's latest progress. Or if you're feeling inspired, join us on stage. Remember, the only thing that can stop Monero is a false belief that it can be stopped. And if you want to win the revolution faster, we recommend you remove your XMR from all custodial exchanges immediately. Warning, voting accidents are common around here. Don't forget to properly secure your private keys. Monerotopia starts now. Hello.
Right.
As usual.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Saturday, people. How's it going? Hello, hello.
So good. So good.
What's so good?
People saw the behind the scenes over here.
Oh my God. It's insane. It's insane. Well, we went to sleep really late last night.
We had a late night.
A very late night. I mean, it's fun.
Well, the night started with
late,
me on a Monero Spaces at 5 p.m. on my way home. I decided to get my first shot at doing my own Spaces.
Yeah, of course. Well, we said.
I was sitting in my car. I was having a lot of thoughts. I'd be like, why don't I just jump on Spaces? I was like, I don't need to call anybody. I can just jump on Spaces.
The guy loves to talk, as you can tell.
It was awesome. So people jumped in, but then Sunita.
Well, I mean, I said, let's go out to dinner. So he's like taking his sweet time.
I'm pushing it too far. I'm definitely pushing
you
it
are.
too far.
We do this 24/7.
She got a little pissed off. I had to abruptly leave the Spaces. So
my
first Spaces was.
You could do that Monday to Thursday. I mean, you could do it Friday too. Just make sure you're done at a certain time.
Sunita's a real sport. It ended up being a Monero night anyway, because we went out to dinner on a quest to find a venue for June 8th for Monero Tail Emission Day.
Yeah, and I think we found it, which was nice. We found it. Yeah. It's a cute place in Manhattan, so we'll be posting
Sunita's
updating the link.
Favorite type of restaurant, I would say, is tapas, right?
Yes, I love them.
She loves to, so that's why we did a Google. We found what we thought would be a good tapas place that's strategically located in Manhattan. It's not
in the 20s. Yeah.
So it's
or 19th. That's on 19th Street. So
pretty central. We ended up there, and then when we ended up there, we're like, oh, we've been to this place before.
Yeah. We went there actually on another mission for our the consensus after parties.
We ended up at that.
I know we walked in. We're like, we've been here.
You like tapas, but the place is cool. It's vintage. It feels like you're in Spain.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really
they do a good job with that.
Yeah.
Tapas are good. And the drinks
are really good. Yeah, really good. The bartender did.
So we did our meal. We didn't bring up Monero or anything to the bartender. We just had a good time. And then at the end, actually the entire restaurant cleared out, right? What's with New York closing down?
I don't know. I know they were like, okay, you have to leave.
That was what time?
That was 11.
The whole place was empty. The entire place. It was just me and you at the bar, like drinking mezcal, like acting like normal people on a Friday night. Place is completely empty.
It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
I don't know, man. New York blows. It really does.
Oh, don't say that.
We're trying to bring it back. We're trying to bring it back.
We are.
But so we spoke to the bartender. They were like, what the hell are you talking about? Basically we pitched it as, we're gonna come here, we're gonna eat. Like, ignoring crypto, is it cool if a group of people show up at the bar? We just all hang at the bar. Like, we don't want to rent out the place. She's like, yeah, sure, of course. Wednesday, slow night. I was like, okay. I'm like, and everybody's gonna be paying their own way. She's like, okay. I'm like, and when they pay, could you, in addition to accepting credit card and what you normally accept, we're gonna give you an app so you can accept crypto, so you can accept Monero. And believe it or not, we convinced her. So
let's see. Yeah,
what
like
happens.
she wasn't quick to be like, yeah, I don't know about
that. She'll be there that night. So it should be fun. So come on down, guys.
In New York, and yeah, I mean, I'll post right now. I'll share. And we got a few other meetups, which is really nice.
We're not the only ones. So this is coming together.
We're excited about that.
I don't know if other people are getting venues to accept, but I recommend they give it a shot. It's easier than you think.
Yeah,
you know, even if you have to pay them back in cash after the meal, like, you know, you could maybe convince them on that.
So right
but just
now
getting
we
used to
have
it.
we have a bunch of meetups where we have the one in New York City with yours truly, Doug and I, and Cake Wallet Vic is going to be there too.
Nice. I hope
He's going to be co-hosting.
Is Vic on today?
He's supposed to be coming on. Yep, in a minute. Then we have Las Vegas, Nevada, with Mike from Spore Baby. He was one of the vendors
I
at
love that guy. He's
Monerotopia.
awesome.
Really cool. He wasn't able to join us today. Maybe he will, maybe not. He had a late night at work. So
Okay.
then we have Denver, Colorado, with yours truly, Csill and Matt. Chicago, Illinois, with Justin. West Palm Beach, Florida, with Tony.
Nice.
He helped us at the Monerotopia event. Really awesome dude. So he's like, he found a place. It's in his tweet. In West Palm Beach. I don't know exactly where. It's in the tweet.
I don't know.
And then
Okay.
Alpharetta, Georgia, with a bunch of others there. I think Matteo.
Oh,
Matt
yeah,
Matteo,
yeah.
I think
Monero
that's his.
Matteo.
And a bunch of other people.
And I think
believe.
what's his name said he might show up to it. What's the technologist guy came to Monerotopia?
Who? There was a
That was the speaker of Monerotopia.
Luke.
Luke.
Yeah, I think it was Luke.
Yeah,
right?
I think Luke said he was going to go to the one in Georgia. I don't want to.
I saw it. Yeah, no, but I think I saw it in the post.
Because I think I guess he lives around that area or something, or maybe not. Don't want to go ways, but anyway, he might.
Yeah, actually, Luke. Yeah, it says it on the meetup. On the Reddit post right now.
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
it's really coming together.
Yeah, we're gonna get a lot.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be cool if there was one in like Portugal and Germany.
Oh, and I think Andhres from Argentina. I saw it somewhere.
Andres, what are you doing, man? Jump up.
No, I think he
I think
I tweeted. I mean, he tweeted something yesterday, something about like I'm late to the party, but I might do something. So I don't know.
Is he in
Buenos
Aires? Or we don't know. I know he's in.
I think he's in Buenos Aires. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you should just throw it out there. I'll be at this.
People have things that they have to do sometimes.
You
know, some people are busy.
Although what's the time difference between them and us? That's actually not too bad, right? It's like only a few.
It's a few hours, I think. I don't know. I have to look.
But yeah, it'd be cool to get Portugal, Germany, right? Like they have a huge
they have
there.
a huge.
I don't know, but they got a lot of stickers in the streets of Berlin. So
we see them all over Reddit.
I mean, come on, guys, just meet up at a bar. I mean, I guess they're a little more hardcore, or maybe they're just doing that every day over there. They're like, we call this just going to a bar. We always celebrate Monero Tail Emission Day.
Yeah. So if you want to start one, please do. I mean, again, it could be just a simple meetup. Like it doesn't need to be like a big thing. And then just let us know. We'll add it to the Reddit post, and we are going to do a live Monerotopia episode that day.
Yes, so we figure we're just gonna set it up on the bar. So like this bar slowly gonna be like, what are you doing now? As we show it, like, right, we're live. They'll be like, wait, what? Setting them Monero. This is how we roll, guys. This is how we roll. That's how we got into the Libertarian National Convention.
Oh yeah, so it's funny. It was last week.
We ended up getting a better table that we had.
Yeah.
We knew one of the guys there from Porkfest, who we shared a place with at Porkfest. And he was the first guy we ran into when we walked into this place. Meanwhile, there's thousands of people there.
Yeah.
It was pretty good coincidence.
It was a cool coincidence.
Yeah.
And he had a really table right in like the better area.
Did we send him the Monero tip? I want to send him a tip because
I sent you the info. That was up to you. Yeah, I don't know
things
if you
as
did.
well. Such an awesome dude. He's what's the name of his company?
Something Coins.
He's like not on the internet at all.
No, he's not. He's such
Twitter.
an awesome dude.
He's just off the radar.
We'll see him at Porkfest.
You can only find him in person, but he does a cash for gold business. Like I think he sells gold coins. I'm not exactly sure what everything that
it's entails. A coin,
he's interested in crypto, but yeah, he's a little bit skeptical. He's like old school. He's more into
but really cool
thing.
Dude, and we're looking forward to hanging out with him in Porkfest. With
Csill. Do you know I got a silver coin that day? I bought it off of somebody for Monero.
Yeah.
That was one of my highlights. Where is that? I want to give that to Franya. That was our.
It was on top. It's probably there.
Lost my silver.
It's right there.
Oh, nice. They are nice to hold in your hand.
Coins.
Feels good.
Feels good to have coins.
All right. So what else?
So we have a meetup. For those that haven't watched the premieres, we already basically released all videos. This week was Henry Techlore, Chad Thackeray, the regulation panel.
I gotta watch that one.
Monerotopia,
Sorry,
so if you-
Justin, didn't watch that yet because I was actually got pulled aside doing something. So
yeah,
that's
so
the
you haven't checked
one
those out. Please
video
do.
from the conference that I have not seen.
Yeah, and yeah, that's really it. I think we finished releasing them. Now we're gonna be releasing the performances.
Okay.
But we've been working on other things since we had the LNC last week. Now we're working on putting those videos together.
And we lost touch.
Nonstop,
we lost touch with our girl a little bit in Iran for a minute, right? We got scared because
but actually she was fine. She was actually busy
blocking people's internet over there.
But thankfully, she was. I mean, she was good. She wasn't really I mean, she has slow internet. Yeah, I had reached out to her, and she was fine. She was just really busy for.
Okay, but
those
did you
days.
say the government's internet thing?
Yeah,
was
she's like,
was
it's
real
happening.
and like she was affected. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty bananas, my friends. Pretty bananas.
Yeah, I didn't really look into the story, but yeah, I think they right. What
we were watching the news and we're like, because I hadn't heard from her in like 2 days.
There were like protests and whatnot, and they were trying to silence people out, cut off their communications.
Yeah, because of some explosion that happened on like in a building.
I don't know if anybody knows, but yeah, I mean,
thankfully she's okay.
But it's amazing that she's helping us out.
As it's happening
as a consultant, contractor, crazy. And may or may not be receiving payment for us for her services.
Amazing services
with Monero. Unstoppable, sending it over. I mean, that's Monero at its best right there.
Yes.
Somebody on the other side of the world.
Dun, dun, dun.
Working with us, doing work for us. We
Pretty cool.
Send them payment without even like thinking about it. It is so hard to use traditional banking, right? And traditional, like we experience it.
Oh my God, it's
with
painful.
gratuitous.
Even setting up like
it's like
business account.
Ridiculous. Whoops, you're right there. Versus just sending a transaction.
Yep.
Like our coffee that we get from Guatemala, like we're trying to get them into crypto. They've agreed to let us hook their workers up with the wallets so they can send tips, but we're trying to get them to accept Monero for payment for buying the coffee off of them. And it's been a whole story. I talk about it all on here in different ways, but like there's a new guy that we talked to at the farm because the old guy isn't there anymore. And so now we have to like reconvince this new guy. We're getting there, but it's like, we're not buying 1,000 pounds of coffee. We're buying like 60, 30 pounds at a time. And like, they're still not willing to take the risk on the Monero. It's unbelievable. Meanwhile, they're on a plantation with like the amount of coffee we buy is like what falls out of the bag when they're tying them up and like into the cracks of the floor. I'm like, dude, just take Monero. I'm like, even if it goes to negative 100, you'll still be okay. Just like experiment a little bit. Buying 60 pounds of coffee, it was like $100. But we'll get him there. We'll get him there. But my point is, he wants us to like pay him, obviously, and we have to use traditional banking to do it. And it's like impossible, right?
Yeah,
it's such a pain in the ass.
It's a slow process, but we have a viewer here that's drinking a nice cup of Monerotopia Guatemalan coffee.
Oh,
tip the hands on the worker. Thank you, Free Radical.
Thank you so much.
Now a great relaxing chat. You guys are great. Oh, that's so sweet. Look at that. We heart you, Free Radical.
Thank you, man. Greatly appreciate. Our coffee has gotten really good, actually.
Yeah, well, we have our roaster
now
friend
we are roasting it on demand.
Thank you to our roaster.
We were doing it at Monerotopia,
awesome.
And he was a little new to it at the time. He has coffee experience. He's worked at coffee shops for years. He knows coffee, and then he was just into it, and that's how we kind of came together on this. And we came with this idea of roasting it on our own. He got a really cool, like, little Japanese roaster. It's pretty cool. He uses infrared technology. We'll have him on the show it off. It's actually really cool. But he did it down at the conference, and he was a little new at it, and he had a lot of pressure on him because it was at the conference, right?
Yeah.
We're like, here, Neil, get to here's the machine, plug it in. But now he's kind of, I don't want to say perfected, but he's got like, it's really good. So we got the coffee for
he shipped it to us at
Nevada.
The
it showed up that morning at the FedEx, and like open it up, and it's like it was amazing.
So
it was roasted from the day before. He did dark roast because we were making espressos. and everybody, like, people were coming over. They're like, "What?" I would just smell coffee from like,
It was really good.
down the hall, and it was just really good. Now the only issue is trying to get a steady supply from the farm. That's the issue we're running into right now.
Well, now again, we're dealing with the new person. So
like we ran out of coffee now, and now so we're trying to get more coffee shipped up here. But we're getting
We're getting them.
And
so
then we're going to add more farms and do all that stuff. This is, we're definitely, I don't want to say we've reached the point where, like, it's moving along smoothly for gratuitous, but
don't jinx it.
I think we've got some nice traction now where I feel like we could start to add other things and stuff like that. Make it better. But
yeah, we're getting a new shipment hopefully shortly.
We wanted maybe the maple syrup. I was talking to that guy, but then I lost track. We'll get that on there. I think that works. Been talking to somebody else in the Monero community about hooking up with local, essentially local farms. Buy your eggs on gratuitous, buy your meat. These are things that are talked about. Like, people, there's a great demand for that. If we could get that going on gratuitous, that'd be amazing. Why not send a tip to the hard workers on the the chicken farm, right? Like, same thing applies.
Possibilities are endless,
and it's kind of doing two things. One, then you're also getting your organic eggs. You're getting potentially direct from the farm. You're avoiding these more corporate entities that are controlling our food and our food sources. So it ties in nicely. Anything else we should bring up? How about the Libertarian Convention?
That's what I was mentioning. That I didn't realize that. I mean, time flies. It was literally last week. I feel like it was a long time ago, and it was literally last week.
And we were only there for a couple of days, and it felt long.
Well, it felt really long.
Because it was nonstop.
It was nonstop action. But we flew in Thursday? No, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday night we came. And we feel like it was a success. I mean, we did our show.
Definitely.
We spoke to a billion people. We got a lot of people to download the Monero.com wallet because we were sending them a $10 tip courtesy of Monero.com. So we appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Vic. I think it was well worth it. It was well worth it.
Yeah. It really was.
Even beyond what we handed out, because we were kind of limited. There was a bottleneck in how many people we can onboard because we're just two people. It takes a minute to talk to people. We're making espressos, but we have people around us, and the word is spreading. Like, there was secondary effects for sure. I mean, to the point where we had somebody come up to us. We interviewed him about Monero, and then he then went on and pitched Monero at the first committee meeting.
Yeah.
So what happened at the Libertarian National Convention? Basically, they were choosing. They had all the delegates there, and they were selecting a new board to run the committee. So a new chairman got voted in, and it was all from the Mises Caucus. This is all things I was learning about. I'm very much aligned with libertarian ideals, but I don't really know the workings of the party and what's going on. I don't follow it. It's a whole right? It's a whole like, we're into Monero, people are into the Libertarian Party, and there's a lot there, and like the internal politics. So basically this caucus took over the entire Libertarian National Committee. And a lot of people are excited about that. We could have somebody on. We'll do a show about it. You could watch our Monerotopia episode down there. They get into it, explaining essentially what the different factions were representing. But in terms of like Monero crypto, this is definitely a good thing. We had the chairwoman on. She was walking by. She had just got elected. So she jumped on the show. We talked to her. She was, she's like, let's bring it on. Let's start teaching the libertarian community about Monero. She totally agreed with everything we're trying to do. And then, this guy went and pitched to their first committee meeting that they had at the end of the convention, which is wow. These people don't stop.
Right before the
committee was like all day, every day, 1,000 people. And they were in the convention room the entire time. Like, they were like,
we're like, at one point we didn't see anyone outside, and we're like, did anyone even show up? And you go through these doors, and there were so many people.
Right. And two people trickle out at a time and come over and talk to us at our stand. You
The
know,
coffee
it was only
helped 'cause
during
you just,
lunches.
yeah.
We'd get a rush of people during the break, and
The
that's when everybody
breaks,
was
yeah.
out.
There
But
were
otherwise,
a few
it wasn't
breaks.
like your traditional conference where most people are just kind of like, you know, like hanging out, ignoring the talks. These people were, obviously they
There
had to
were a
be because they were
dedicated
voting, but
bunch.
it was like, I've been to other conventions. It was kind of a different, it was exciting to see because they're so passionate. And so, yeah, everybody there, super liberty loving. Not everybody knew Monero. You know, a lot of people didn't know Monero at all. But what everybody did, you know about was this idea that cash is likely at the end of its day, cash as we know it, and that we need some replacement. And so that was my opener with most people, and then kind of explain why Monero is probably our best bet at having a replacement to cash for the digital age. And once explained, those that did not yet know much about crypto were like, oh, wow, okay, didn't know that. Amazing. So it was really kind of the perfect audience.
Yeah, it was. We feel like it was a success. We talked to a lot
Met
of
a lot of people.
Yeah.
We'll be going on people's podcasts now because of it. I'm sure we'll have a lot of people on our podcast that are from the movement. So pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, if you want to check out the episode from last week, please do, because you'll see the vibe, and we talked to a lot of people there.
Yes. So who's coming on today?
We got Csill, Tony, Vic.
Okay, they're not waiting though, right?
No, well, Csill is.
Okay, sorry.
But we'll do the price report quickly, and then we'll have Csill and Tony's on standby. So,
what time did you tell everybody?
I told them 11:30. Well, I told Tony 11:30.
Okay.
But yeah, let's just do the price report. It's a pre-recorded one because aFungible couldn't join us today. So yeah, please enjoy the price report. It's about 9 minutes.
The Monerotopia price report segment is sponsored by Local Monero. Avoid using KYC exchanges. Buy and sell Monero directly for fiat, peer-to-peer.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. This is the price report number 23, the technical and fundamental analysis being presented on Saturday on the 4th of June. As this image shows, when Bitcoin was at its all-time highs, 64,000. In fact, it was 69,000, but you get the point that there was a lot of FOMO in the markets, that everybody wanted to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. When we are at half the number, nobody wants to buy it. In fact, people are waiting for 20,000 as the dip goes, and some analysts have predicted it. We can go as low as 8,000 for Bitcoin. And people are waiting for that number. So we're going to discuss if this could be a good strategy to wait down, or are the markets undervalued? In terms of the greater geopolitical situation and also the quality of investment that you do. In terms of Monero, as we all know, the tail emission is incoming, and this is a great moment for us all in the Monero community, where it's a matter of a week or two where the block rewards are reduced to 0.6 XMR emitted every 2 minutes for mining. And then we're going to come for on-chain analysis, something on the exchange reserves, where we are headed there, and something on the MV-RV ratio, which I'll come to in a bit, and then the technical price action. So just to begin with, the major stock indices worldwide are in shambles. Most of them are in the 52-week low, or they are much lower than that. So markets are not overall looking great. It doesn't seem to be it's a dry period basically for investors. If you look at NASDAQ index, we see that we are pretty much oversold on the RSI, and you would see whenever we are below the number 30 on the RSI oversold region, we do get a relief rally, or it's either the bottom or it's a relief rally, historically speaking. And we should also, since the crypto markets are correlated to the stock markets in general, we're also going to look at the total crypto market cap. And this is interesting. These are the lines that I drew a few weeks ago. There has been no change. This was the previous all-time highs, and usually you would see Bitcoin retracing towards the previous all-time highs, marking a bottom, and then it's going to basically mark that bottom and then rise up. although it doesn't really touch the previous all-time highs historically. So if we see the RSI is at its all-time lows in a way right now, it's really oversold. And if you see, when did this happen the last time? Okay, so this happened December 2018 when we saw the RSI dip to really a low number, right? And that is the time when we mark pretty much the bottom of the bear market. Although we did see that during the COVID times play out, but let's say this was the bottom of the bear market because that was a black swan event, the March 2020. When did this happen previously? So this was in January. So you see there is a 3-year time horizon when we again seeing the RSI. So what does this indicate? This is a good value opportunity for a long-term investment. Certainly no financial advice. Anything can happen going forward. But from the data we have at hand, this is what it indicates. So let us quickly dive into the XMR charts. It's been quite volatile in the Bollinger Bands weekly. We are in the middle. That means we are somehow trying to break the resistance now has come down to $200. $220 and $180 are still, the resistance and support. However, we are having a low volatility for the last week in such a way that $190 is acting as a good support and $200 is acting as a strong resistance. So we have to break on either side of it. It does look strong, however, it's finding it technically difficult to breach the $200. Let us see the 4-hourly for Monero. I am going to just put a trend line here, right? And I'm also going to check out the fib retracement. Let's see where we are at in this approximately, right? So what does this show us? Fibonacci retracements are when the prices basically would touch the 61.8 levels here, and on the downside we have a possibility of 38.2 levels. These are pretty much the levels that we see considering the last 1 month. So what does that show us? It shows us the 61.8 retracement level is around $220 and the 38.2 is around $180, which are primarily the resistances and support, the major resistance support. And on the 50% retracement, we are pretty much at $200. So this acts as a greater resistance that we have to breach. So I'm going to have a look at how Monero does in the coming days with respect to breaching $200. And we are certainly above the short-term trend line. So you can see here $190 and we are basically bouncing off. So the lower the volatility, the greater the chances of breaching of the support or resistance. So I would say I would bank towards us going on the upside. In terms of BTC, nothing interesting. We are on the lower side of the Bollinger Band. As I said, we are highly undervalued. I think it was 26% undervalued from the fair value. So that is on the technical analysis side. I also did draw some Elliott waves, but I think I would come to that the next time. In terms of the on-chain analysis, this is an interesting ratio called the market value to realized value, where this value of MVRV ratio depicts the possible market tops and bottoms, and historically it's been very accurate. So when we go above 3.7 in this indicator, that indicates a market top, and vice versa. When we go under 1, it's a market bottom where we can gradually start accumulating. So where are we right now? If we see around the COVID bottom, MVRV ratio was less than 1. So it's a clear buy if you were to already spot this. Today we are about 1.4, 1.5 on the MVRV ratio, which is typically, we could still go lower, but there is no guarantee. But this just shows, it's just an indicator to show where the market bottoms could be. So we might be somewhere around the corner. In terms of the exchange reserves, you would see that exchange reserves have been going down over time. And right now, the exchanges have about, in all the exchanges globally, have about 2.4 million bitcoins in their exchanges. And just exactly a year ago, so let's say about June 2021, markets, the exchanges had 2.7 million bitcoins in their reserves. But you would also notice in the last 1 year, a lot of new exchanges and institutions have popped up. So naturally, the reserves going down is a good bullish indicator for the long term. And a couple of other things, the Mayer multiple is, I'm tracking this very closely. Less than 1 is a great value buy. Of course, no financial advice. I see this for us bottoming around 0.55 Mayer multiple, but it may be that we're already bottomed. And the final part that I wanted to touch upon is the exchange volumes for different currencies. I've opened Monero, Bitcoin Cash, and Chainlink just for analysis. If we see today's date, the exchange volume for Monero is about $200 million on a daily basis. If we roll back exactly a year, it was still around $200 to $300 million on a daily basis. Whereas for Bitcoin Cash, today's daily volume is around $700 to $900 million. Whereas if you see exactly a year back, the exchange volumes are $4 to $5 billion, which is a significant slash of about 75% of daily volume interest. So this is the same thing with Chainlink. If you were to study even the other cryptocurrencies, you might get the same results. So what I wanted to indicate here is that Monero has ensued through the bear markets pretty strong, and interest has only increased as we saw from the volume side. But for all the other altcoins, the interest has actually decreased. So this is a positive indication for Monero going forward. That is all from my side for today. I wish you all a great day.
Awesome. Thank you, aFungible. Well, pre-recorded
So good,
aFungible.
Bottom line, I don't know. Monero's getting a lot of attention right now. Where the price is going to go in the immediate term, who knows? But trend is up, guys. We're seeing a lot of action.
Yes, we do. Exciting, exciting.
It is
All right.
exciting. It's kind of the perfect storm. That guy Morpheus, did you see his? He had a good tweet thread, kind of
I saw
analyzing price and throwing out some stats there on why it's the perfect storm right now. Tail emission being one of them. I mean, Monero is very rare. It's very it's hard to get. It's limited. It's limited, guys. Less Monero than Bitcoin right now, and for quite some time.
All righty, let's move on to our guest segment because we have a few people waiting. Woohoo! The Monerotopia guest segment is sponsored by Cake Wallet. Store, send, receive, and exchange your Monero and Bitcoin safely on iOS and Android too. Cake Wallet is open source, and you always control your own keys. Hello, Csill.
Csill, what's up?
Hello. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. How are you?
Drop my ball.
Nice. Let's do that again. Hold on.
What was it? I missed it.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love it.
Is that what you're doing on the 8th for your meetup? You guys are going to play some soccer?
Mm-hmm. Why not?
That's amazing.
Nice. That's amazing.
And Matt, he was supposed to join, but I think he missed the time. But Matt said that he's going to make his famous lemonade. It's based on an old family recipe he stole from his mother-in-law. So it's delicious.
Well, I mean, what lemonade is just usually lemons and sugar. What's there?
Oh no, this has several ingredients.
Interesting.
What? Ooh.
I'm intrigued.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh yeah.
Hi.
Tony, how's it going?
Hi.
How
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for
Excited.
sneaking out for a second.
Of course.
You're at work right now?
Yeah. But it's fine.
All right.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
We
I love
appreciate
it.
I can stay for like 20 minutes or so.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Nothing is better than the guy that calls in from Britain every once in a while.
Oh, he's hilarious. He's like on the go.
delivering packages from it.
Yeah, I remember when we first started, he was just like, you just hear driving, like he was logged in and he was just driving.
He was
He's like,
working.
he's like, I like watching it as I'm doing my deliveries. We're like, please make sure that you focus
That's
on
so
the
cool.
road. I remember. That's when we used Jitsi.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He should jump on again one of these days.
Yeah.
So Tony, what's going on? You're going to be doing a meetup as well, right?
Yeah, in Florida. I thought Palm Beach was a good location because Miami's too far, and I have Andhres coming in Palm Beach, so it's cool. Alex Vidal said he's in, and he might bring people from the Libertarian Party.
Holy
yeah,
shit.
so I'm hoping. Yeah,
All right, it's a
awesome.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
Chill's doing it in Colorado and you're doing it in West Palm Beach. Awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Like in our group chat, I always text like, "Hey guys, Wednesday, let's go," and then no one responds.
I know.
Like, people are gonna come. I'm sure it's gonna be great.
Yeah. I mean, even if it's just, it doesn't matter. Even if it's just a few, because then we'll
just start to grow.
We'll try to talk to each other too with some live stream thing. Well, at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a show potentially that did they? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say anything.
Yeah,
right?
don't say.
Okay.
I don't know if that's confirmed yet. So
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know. You figure
Cool.
that out.
Yeah. So we're excited.
Well,
And then who else? We got?
Yeah.
Anything else jumping on?
Well, Vic, but I think he's coming on shortly, supposedly. But yeah, Vic is also he's going to be. Oh yeah, Lina said he's trying to come on, so we'll see.
Yeah, you don't need to make it into a big thing. Like just get a friend or two friends. Like Csilla asked Andreas, just do something small. Go, like you said, go to a bar. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Get a friend. It's amazing. It's a great day.
Yeah, it's good too because if you try to convince, are you going to try to convince the location to accept Monero?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I already have Cake Wallet cards ready to go on the streets and hopefully get some people to
Nice.
accept some Monero. Yeah, so we'll try to make it fun. If
Yeah.
I don't think we can pay per se for the food, but a tip, like why not?
Yeah, at very least you could get them to accept the tip. Yeah. What's the place? What's the
Well,
place?
yeah,
what
where's
type
the
of place is
place?
it?
Just a restaurant, Planta. It's in Palm Beach. It's in downtown. It's a nice restaurant. Because we were trying to make it into an event with a projector and have all these type of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of hard to get people, first of all.
Yeah.
And
It makes it. You'd have to really execute. That takes time, and then you got to rely on people showing up. But you could just get people together, and whoever shows up, shows up.
Yeah,
I mean, the most of the fun comes from just getting Monero loving people in the same room, and they can just have good conversations.
Yeah, because we tried to find a house with a pool, and they wanted to charge us.
He was going all out.
No, yeah, we wanted to make it.
Oh,
like,
wow, we'll come down to yours.
I know. I was like,
We'll come down
forget
to
ours.
Yeah, no, like we wanted to have like a big thing, and they wanted to charge us a couple $100 for few hours. So we said that's okay. We'll just
you're
go
gonna
wow.
like rent the location with the pool?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Amazing.
But it was like way too expensive, so we said no, not this time.
Okay. Yeah. Start small.
Yeah, and especially if no one shows up, it's just Tony.
Yeah, then you're just like,
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That's another thing. Because me and Andreas were talking and we said, yeah, let's get a house, let's get this thing. We can probably pay. And then I said, well, Andreas, if it's just me and you and my two friends, I mean,
No,
you don't want to.
We've learned, always start small.
small.
Always start small, because then if you mess up, then you'll get burnt out. You'll make a big, it's like then you won't want to do it again. Start small, small wins, and then you continue to grow. But what's good is if you do this might lead to you doing like a regular Monero meetup over there. It's a good.
people call me that.
Yeah, that's why it's
cool.
good to try to get people to do this for June 8th. Awesome that Justin is doing it in Chicago.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Yeah.
And someone's doing it in Las Vegas too, no?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
but this Mike from Spore Baby.
It's the Spore Baby guy, the guy that was at Monerotopia selling
Oh
the
yeah. The magic mushroom
The magic
next to the
mushroom.
magic Monero fund and
Yeah.
all the magical things.
That's gonna be another great meetup, guaranteed. He knows how to have a good time. So that should be fun. He wanted us to come. He was throwing another event that like some kind of like freedom oriented event.
When was that?
But I think it's like we had other stuff going on, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure we did because
Yeah.
something pops
And it's
up.
in Vegas. We got invited to go to Freedom Fest in Vegas. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that. Have you ever heard of that?
No. What is
Yeah,
it? No.
we found out.
It's apparently pretty big. It's like they were there at the Libertarian Convention as well. They had their own table. They're kind of like Sunita. It's a couple. It's like Sunita and I 20 years from now. It's like they've been doing Freedom Fest forever. It's like we looked at them like, is that us?
Is that us? I was
And
like,
we like hung out. We ended up hanging out with them because we helped them like pack up their stuff.
Yeah.
And they're just like this really nice older couple, like super into liberty, and they throw this conference every year, and they get some big names. So we were talking to them. They asked if we wanted to be on their crypto panel. They have like Mark Moss, and they have some big names that will be on the panel. So we're gonna see if we can pull.
But then there's another conference.
Yeah, but then we have the one in Spain, in Mallorca.
When is that?
Unfortunately, it's at the same time.
Yeah, it's like,
so.
Right,
But
so
maybe
what is that?
we'll
Is
direct somebody else to the Freedom Festival or vice versa. It'd be great to have a Monero presence at it. Yeah.
So when is it exactly? Like what, June?
It's like July, like
what?
like the 14th, 15th, 16th kind of thing, like that second weekend, I think, or third.
We really want to go to the Mallorca. The Mallorca one is a lot smaller. It looks like just kind of a small group of hardcore Bitcoiners, cypherpunks, which is why they're totally into having Monero there. So definitely more our style. Like, and also, I think we're a little sick of the whole like Vegas thing, right?
Yeah,
then we
I'm
just
okay.
went
Yeah, because
to,
we just
went to Reno. Reno
was interesting.
Don't go to Reno unless you have to go to like
It was
some like
yeah.
Monero, or which will never happen. But if you have to go, there's really I wasn't not a big fan of Reno.
Yeah,
right?
it was
Why?
It's like
why? Yeah.
Well, maybe we just didn't see it the right
well,
way.
we didn't really see.
But it just seems like it's a worse version of Vegas. It has like all the bad without any of the good. So it's like,
okay.
Like if you're into casinos, you might as well go to Vegas, and it's like a fun casino thing. And it's like adult Disney World. Reno is like it's got casinos, but
I guess people go to Reno to go to where's the lake? I forget the name. Lake Tahoe.
Oh yeah, that's supposedly
but we didn't
amazing.
have time to go do that.
And then
but
Reno itself,
it's
geographically, is beautiful. Like you look around. But the city is very, it's very run down, and there's no like real community there. There's no like downtown. We were looking for like a good area to go, like see restaurants. We found like the one amazing restaurant. We went to that same restaurant twice. There's no like city, just casinos, and then it's surround. It's like 4,000 foot plateau elevation, desert surrounded by white capped mountains. So it's beautiful. Like you had nice homes there. Maybe there are. Maybe we just didn't see the right.
Well, we
areas.
probably didn't see.
Go to the lake next time.
Yeah,
the lake.
Well, we were going to try to
amazing,
do that, but
it's like a good hour.
Yeah, it was an hour, and we were there for the conference, obviously, so we weren't able to do that. And then it's also it's like how many hours for us? Like 7 hours to go in that direction. So
yeah,
it was just a long weekend.
But we're kind of sick of the casino scene for like big conference thing.
Yeah.
So Mallorca would be amazing. That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be like in Palma.
Sunita does love tapas.
I love tapas. I love Spain.
I don't know
what
they have
torture.
good tapas in I guess they have good tapas anywhere in Spain, right?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it's just Spain. I wouldn't mind going to the conference.
No, yeah, but that'll be a lot because you guys are going in Portugal too in June.
Yeah. So we're hooked. Yeah.
And all like
non-stop
weekend trips because we don't really have time to
for our work. Yeah. So it's exhausting. Yeah. So we're going to MoneroCon in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be awesome. I'm looking
forward
to that. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I'm hoping. I think we can probably get a venue by then for Monerotopia.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, I know we got a lot of ideas that we're bouncing off of each other. We'll figure something out. We'll all galvanize.
The circle one was so good.
Yeah, let's not even talk
Yeah,
about
let's
that
not
one
talk
yet.
about
I
it.
know. No.
Yeah, let's work that out a
Ooh, a
little bit.
tease.
That one, I feel like it's yeah, we're not telling everyone. It's
Well, because
easy
we're
to
not
do.
sure yet,
Yeah.
so we'll
Yeah.
we'll figure that out.
We've
but
thought about that for a long time, but I think with Tony's help, we could actually
I think
make it
we can
happen.
make it happen. So stay tuned, guys. Ooh, the suspense. We're keeping you in suspense.
No, it's gonna be.
Announce it. But
Csill, are you going to MoneroCon?
No, I'm going to Porkfest, so
Oh, right.
I
Right.
think
right.
we'll
it's
see you.
way too close.
Yeah.
we'll be
yes,
half
yes.
asleep then, but we'll wake up a lot.
Yeah.
You guys are going to both, right?
Yes.
So like you're literally flying back.
Correct.
Yes.
I don't.
And-
So
That's too much for me.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing my daughter, which is gonna be she loved it last year. I was telling you. And
So
you're
am
bringing.
I.
Yeah.
They're
It should be
gonna.
fun.
How
They're
old
gonna
is your
have fun.
daughter?
a seven, about to turn 8.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Same
Oh,
age,
beautiful.
Literally
Yeah.
same age.
Franya
Yeah.
Franya turns 8 in a couple of days. You know.
She can't wait.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so it'll be fun. They'll
We're
hang
gonna
out
have a
with
great
each other.
time. Oh my God.
Last year we had her with like walkie-talkies. So bring walkie-talkies actually. She had a walkie-talkie. Like, when she walked around,
She's
had the
got
walkie-talkie.
big ideas. So last year she was totally into the fact that the whole theme was essentially free market economy. That's what's going on over there, right? So we're there selling coffee. People are there selling different things, and then the kids themselves start like getting to work too. They start like making money. So like,
Yeah.
they'll,
Child
like-
labor is completely
yeah,
normal.
right. It's a libertarian thing, but in a fun way. So like people will ask like, hey kid, can you go throw this out at the dumpster? I'll pay you whatever, $1. And then next thing you know, the kid is like going around to different campsites and like turns it into like a business. So Franya started selling. She hooked up with some guy that was.
I think maps.
Oh, first it was maps. Yeah.
She was selling maps, and we were just like maps.
It's funny
like
because the
random
adults put
maps.
the kids to work. So this woman was making maps and then like hiring kids to go sell them maps. It was really
Like-
but they let them set the price at whatever they wanted. So they're like, here's the map, kid. You sell it for whatever price you want. And they're just like, give me $1, right? So Franya was like selling it.
Nice.
And then
$10
she moved
a
on to
pop.
soaps.
And then she moved on to soaps. I was like, you're never gonna sell them. Sure enough, she was like getting everybody to. She was guilting everybody.
Yeah,
into buying soaps.
basically, yeah. That's basically what happened.
But she's got
That
big
is
ideas.
funny.
She
It
wants
was
to start like a
hilarious.
little. She wants to now. She's like, when I was selling soaps.
Hey, Vic.
Hey, Vic.
Hey.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good,
Good.
Nice
Good.
groove.
Sorry, I'm driving.
Oh, that's okay. I just had
I'm gonna finish the Franya story for 1 second. She's like, well, when I was selling soap, she's like, for the guy, she's like, it wasn't really fair because I was doing all the work, and then he was only giving me part of the money. He's like, I was working for him. She's like, this year I want to do my own business and get other people to work. I was like, Fran, wow. I'm like, you figured it out. I'm like, you've already figured it out. Like you're a capitalist.
That's awesome.
Speaking of capitalists, we got Vic.
Howdy, my friend.
Hey guys, how you
How's
doing?
it going?
Hey,
Thanks
Vic.
for
Hello.
joining us on this sunny
Doug,
day.
I was seeing in the Monerotopia telegram, everyone wants to crown you the king of Monero, and rightly so. So you got my vote.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah? Wait,
Really?
what?
Where is this? I need to see this.
What am I being set up for?
You don't read your own channel.
As the authorities knock on the door.
That is
Yeah,
hilarious.
we don't need any kings of Monero. What would that make you, Vic? What would that make you? You're the king maker. You're the.
No, I'm as I always say, I'm a cobbler of the Monero world. I'm the shoemaker of the
You're the
Monero.
shoemaker.
You're making a lot
He's
of.
the
I work with
enabler.
leather, make wallets. Yeah. If there's a Monero metaverse, that's what I would be. I would have a little shop, next to a Bored Ape or something, and be a cobbler.
Oh my God.
You are rocking it in Monero land, man. You are keeping the ecosystem going. I mean, you've really helped it blossom in so many ways. Just like the fact that we're able to go into a Libertarian convention, amazing. And
Yeah.
you're doing
I
so
think
many
it's
things. You got Peter McCormack now, right? He's
That's
gonna be
a big
running,
deal.
cake
Yeah.
sponsorships. Is that
Yeah,
correct? What
that's-
exactly he's going to be doing it on his weekly show, announcing it as a sponsor?
Yeah, we have a 3-month sponsorship package with him. So
Nice.
you're going to hear that message about Cake Wallet and Monero at the
I
beginning of
like
every
that.
show.
Awesome.
Was that like the condition of the sponsorship? Like, you must mention Monero.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Yeah, I mean that
Well,
must have been a
we went back
difficult.
and forth on the wording, you know.
Okay.
We went back and
But
forth
listen,
with the wording.
Yeah, but you know, I had and I think I tweeted about this. We had a long dinner in New York a few months back, and he knows Fluffy Pony very well. Very well. They're very good friends. So he's, you know, he knows about Monero. He knows about how it works. He knows about the community. So, you know, he's a Bitcoin maximalist, but he recognizes, you know, what Monero has done.
Mm-hmm.
Not to steal his name of his show. Yeah, what Bitcoin did.
what Monero did. Now, how do you guys change that?
So I had to wine and dine him and, you know, get that sponsorship.
Wine and dine him. Ooh, sexy.
It was a slow process.
It was a slow.
You basically been courting him. And...
Yeah, for months.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I've been courting him for months. And
Exactly. No, but he's actually a really good, genuine guy. Get him to know one-on-one. Really enjoyed his company. So I'm happy we're getting Cake on there and Monero on there, and you know, and that was my goal, to kind of break out. We're always just preaching to each other, right? We're always just, hey, don't you think Monero's great? And you say, yeah, Monero's great. So I really made an effort to market Monero outside of just the Monero community, you know. So this is one of those
yeah, I mean, this is
steps
epic
to do that.
Yeah, it's an epic move. It's such a big move, you know, and it's in an organic way. It's at the right time. We never saw the nice side of Peter. Unfortunately, I guess I brought out the worst in the guy.
You were the
I mean, I had him on Monero Talk,
funny.
and he was
Monero
pissed. I
people
was
are
asking
mean
him
and
questions about Monero. I'm like, dude, the show is literally called Monero. Like, I'm going to talk about Monero. He thought I was going to interview him about his, you know, how he became Peter McCormack, which is interesting, but no thanks. But yeah, people
have him on again, Douglas.
I would love to, Vic. I don't know if you could sweeten him up that much to get him back on again. I don't know.
I'll try.
Yeah.
He's like, I will try.
A couple more months of whining and dining.
I tweeted out. I'll promise I'll kiss his ass.
I know you meant. Yeah,
I will.
A few more Michelin.
Leave it up to Doug.
Dinners.
That's hilarious. We have Monero Matteo.
So Doug, tell me about the Sunita. Tell us about the Tail Emission Party in New York. Unfortunately, I won't be there, but tell me about
we were looking forward to that. We missed you.
Well, where will you be? There might be a Monero Tail Emission Party right next to you. They're happening all over the world, Nick. Did we lose him?
Got a bad signal.
Yeah, he's got bad. We got Monero Matteo as well.
We're all in cars. That's funny.
I know, that's hilarious. Us and Csill. We're hanging out in our homes.
We could start that show, Monero in cars. You know.
Oh my God, that'd be funny.
Wait, let's jump to Matteo for a second, just so we can say hello.
I think you're muted. I'll unmute you. Hold on.
I've got a few minutes, but yeah, how are you guys doing? How's the planning for the event?
It's good, man. Good. We got a place. We found a spot last night that we had tapas at, and then we
Flatiron District, actually.
Flatiron District, and then we convinced them to accept Monero for when people show up. So it's gonna be
good. You're
That's
on
huge.
a roll.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you got the Monero T-shirt. You got the cake wallet.
Literally. Like, this is not for show. This is just like he lives and breathes Monero.
Doug,
my only issue is Sunita. What?
How many people do you think you signed up at the restaurants that you go to? I see the pictures.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, you know, it's kind of like one-on-one. I was doing it pretty much every day, but it is a little, you know, it takes a little effort. But in my day-to-day, I'm getting like 1 or 2 people a day. And what's interesting, like I'll get like somebody at a Starbucks to accept a tip. And then I'll go in and the same worker will be there. So they'll easily get the tip again, because this time I don't have to get them to download the, Monero.com. They already have it. They already understand it. And then I'm noticing like if they're there and then somebody else is serving me, they'll then like they're like, oh, I heard you tipped that person with the crypto. You're like, you're the crypto guy, you know. And then the next thing you know, it's like they're already like they've learned among themselves They're like, download the wallet and this guy will send you tips. So it's pretty cool to see it start to kind of take on a life of its own. I mean, people want money, right? If you're going to offer them a tip, why are they going to say no to it? And we're at the point where they all have heard of crypto. So you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
have you tried on your own to get people to accept for
I have,
payment or
I
tip?
had a guy deliver a bed to my apartment a couple of weeks ago, and I tried to get him on Monero. I'm like, hey, bro, you ever hear of Bitcoin? Well, I got the next big one. And he's like, dude, just you got cash? So I'm like, I got digital cash. And he wasn't really digging it. But from what I hear, from what I hear, blue collar people, I think, are the biggest people that you could go to right now for getting onto digital cash, particularly Monero, because I got a buddy who runs a crane company, and anyone who pays him cash goes to the top of the queue. These blue collar people, a lot of their business relies on cash. And if you can get them onto Monero, I think they'd be super excited. So for the people in my life who are into that, I tell them all about it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've been talking, the gratuitous thing and the farmers, we've, been trying to work that angle. Like we're saying, if you could go on to gratuitous and buy, organic eggs, organic beef, and like we have it where, it's getting, shipped from your local farmer, and basically they've agreed to accept Monero. I mean, that's the dream. And I do feel like, that like you said, those are the early adopters there. Those are the people that are going to be into this idea of digital cash and understanding what it means if cash as we know it gets eliminated. They're fearful of that. So if they want to avoid that scenario, they're going to have to start adopting something like Monero to ensure its existence.
So what I found is that whenever I talk to people about Monero, I introduce it as digital cash, as an alternative to cash, but it's digital. And when you explain, especially to regular people that are not into crypto, they don't have an emotional attachment to any coin like Bitcoin or anything. They don't have that attachment. And when I explain that it's just digital cash, that is private, no one knows how much money you have, where it came from, where you're sending it to, and all this stuff, I never had ever a single person say, oh, that's a horrible idea. I like to be surveilled. I love surveillance. I never had a single person say that, So I think like a lot of Monero rejection comes from emotional attachment to another coin or something, because if not, it's kind of crazy to reject this principle,
Yeah. You gotta, it's easier to talk to the people who haven't really been brainwashed yet, that are just noobish and getting into crypto. That's definitely what we experienced at the Libertarian event. But yeah, Monero Matteo, or I see you Matteo Bro, which I don't know, maybe you don't want to go by Monero Matteo anymore. We're gonna call you that. You have a good point with like some people just they want the cash, right? But that's where I think that the tipping really comes in, because people convincing them to accept Monero in place of what their cash. Also, it's a little irresponsible too, right? Because this stuff is volatile, right? So you don't want to like falsely lead somebody down a road where like especially if it's like a big item, and then they check the price the next day and it went from whatever they had $200 in their wallet, now they have 150. If that money means a lot to them, they're not going to be happy with that. So tips, I think, is the way to go, because it's like money they wouldn't have had anyway, and you can there's and it's just fun to do, and they're happy about whatever amount they're getting, and then that's just a nice way to bring them in risk free.
Yeah, you remember I tipped that jazz band. I tweeted about it as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was happy to get it. Don't get me wrong, but he's like, well, what can I do with it now? I said, well, you can find vendors, and I tipped him one whole Monero.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, what can I do with it now? I said, well, you can. There's people out there that take Monero. But I think for Cake Wallet or any wallet, I don't want to harp on Cake Wallet, just having some people still need that off ramp. I mean, I think everybody on this call is fine getting Monero and then spending the Monero. But for the noobs out there, I think that they still feel comfortable having an off ramp, if they can go back to dollars. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think in the short term, might be good. Okay, I can take Monero because if I ever need dollars, I can get them. But at this, at least it brings them into the ecosystem of Monero, and then they
Yeah.
could actually look for vendors that'll take Monero directly, and they don't have to go to USD.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the local currency
I mean,
is.
the things like the coin cards is a pretty good response to that. Like, listen, if you really need to spend it, which is fine, you could spend it in a pretty anonymous way, true to the nature of Monero, by using coin cards. You anonymously buy a gift card, and you could buy stuff on Amazon, whatever, right? So that that solves like most people's needs right there, right? And then I don't know, did you explain to this person that they might want to hold it as well, or what was your?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the options. I said, hey, you can just hold it because. But again, Monero, we always promote use of Monero, right, rather than just holding. Even Peter, going back to Peter McCormack, his tweet today was, you can achieve privacy in Monero that you can't in Bitcoin, and it's good for transactions. So, yeah,
that's the next that's the next thing we got to get Peter McCormack talking about. this whole meme of what's his, does he think that Monero, I'm sure I'll grill him at some point, but is he still going along with this idea that Monero, yes, it's great as a tool for freedom and liberty, it's a digital cash tool, but it's trending to zero against Bitcoin, and it works as well at $1,000 as it does at $1. Is that his take, or he avoids?
I'm not sure. I haven't
his opinion
discussed
there.
that, but he had on his show, he had the guns and Bitcoin guy. What's his name? Ragnar.
Yep. Also,
yeah. Ragnar. And he even talked about Monero.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
That was awesome.
We're doing it, guys. We're doing it.
We're doing it. Yeah, and Seth is going. I forget, right? Seth is going on his show.
Yeah, Seth is like the diplomat of Monero land. He's he
really is.
He's great at crossing over to the other side. He's a great negotiator. Monero Matteo, man, you're great too, man, at getting the word out. But I heard you're not doing your show anymore.
I think his signal is not that great.
He's muted.
He's muted.
You need to unmute him.
Oh well. No, because I mute because of the sound. But I'm trying. No, he's frozen too.
He's frozen.
Yeah.
I think his signal is kind of. Yeah.
Let me see. It still shows it's muted.
No, I'm trying to unmute him, but he won't. He has to unmute it. You have to unmute it on your side, Matteo, bro. There you go.
Am I good? Sorry.
Yep. We
I'm
hear
in
you.
the wilderness of Georgia. Walmart Wi-Fi connection ain't working so well. You're talking about the show. Yeah, well, first off, Vic, this is the first time I've actually talked to you. So what's up, Vic? Good to connect. Thank you for sponsoring the show.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. But, yeah, I just stopped the show, unfortunately. It was awesome while it happened. But, I feel like between your show, my show, and Kevin Watt and everybody else, Seth, I feel like we've said all there is to say. I feel like the case is so obvious nowadays for Monero that it's almost like, do we even need to talk about it? Maybe that's just my pride kicking in, but I think it's just so self-evident that do we even need to devote as much time as we do? Now, obviously, you should continue the show. Don't. I'm just saying on my behalf, it's just like, can I devote this much time to saying what I think are obvious truths about?
Oh
shit. Bad connection.
Bad connection.
But yeah, I hear what Matteo's saying. I agree with him. Sometimes I'm like, why am I out here telling everybody? It's like if you found a gold mine. And you're like, hey, everybody, it's over here. It's over here. I found it. It has so much gold in it. Like, no, you just be trying to grab as much of it
I think you're saying that maybe
before everybody figures that out. Go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, maybe I think he's saying maybe there's too many shows. Maybe it's saturated.
No, yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't think it's saturated for Monero. Jeez.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think we could use more shows, more. I mean, when we first set out to do Monero Talk, people were like, "Oh, cool, that's cool." They're like, "But when we're doing it every week." They're like, "That's not gonna work. Like, there's not enough things to talk about." And that has not been the case at all. There's an endless amount of things to talk about. And Monero, it's just exponentially growing, the ecosystem, right? So it's like, it went from being able to talk to, the one guy who's doing something Monero related to now there's so many people doing Monero related things, new Monero related projects, that there's endless content. And then it just crosses over into the bigger picture, which is, liberty and preserving our liberty in the digital age. And like, what bigger topic is there than that? And I think it's an extremely important topic because basically what you need to do is you need to win hearts and minds. So like, yeah, the technology is pretty much inevitable. Monero is unstoppable. But like I said, the only thing that can stop it is people thinking it can be stopped. So you really do need the adoption. The tech is unstoppable if people adopt it. But if they don't, it doesn't go anywhere. So we need, no shortage of people getting the word out in, hopefully a healthy, non-shill way. And I think Monero community has done a pretty good job at that. If anything, maybe I'm guilty of like being a little over exuberant, but for the most part, everybody is, takes a very...
We need that.
Yeah, you need somebody to take that route, and I think Monero Matteo did a good job at that as well. So I think it's essential. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's
cool Monero hat.
What's that?
I got it.
Oh, nice.
Etsy. Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, nice hat.
I got it off of Etsy. Yeah.
This is
cool.
A collector's item right here. This is an original edition.
The Monero
the old logo before it became the Monero.com logo.
He wears it every day.
That's awesome. Every day.
But he has different versions, but he wears this M every day.
Well, I just have multiple shirts so I don't have to, buy new
clothes.
Like
every weekend. It's really funny. Like Monday to Friday, it's like his work attire. And then Friday to Sunday, it's like Monero gear. And then I'm buying. When you talk about long.
We should issue those shirts again.
Yeah. Well, it's a nice shirt. I have one too. I don't wear it every weekend like him, but I have one too.
I think we need like a Monero fashion show.
We should start that. Monero what? Sorry? A fashion show.
A fashion show.
Yeah.
We can have Monero merchandise and we can have models go down the stage and with Monero merch.
Amazing. Oh my God.
You remember in 2018, I was sending shirts to influencers on Twitter and trying to get them to tweet themselves wearing the shirt. Do you guys remember that?
Wait, you were trying to get who?
Just influencers on Twitter.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, that's right. You got
that works.
Yeah, you got a few actually. I remember that.
Yeah.
Vic's everywhere, just like Monero's everywhere.
Well, what happened to the whole, trying to recreate Instagram with, Monero tips integrated into it, right? Remember we were talking about that?
Yeah, I was talking to my daughter about it, and she's like, it's gonna be porn, you know that, right?
It's like an OnlyFans. It's the Monero OnlyFans.
She said it'll turn into that. Yeah, but
that's the only
sure
important.
There's a market.
Doesn't mean it wouldn't work. There's definitely a demand there. It's actually a great use case, right? Like if you're out there, you're doing an OnlyFans thing, even if you're the vendor or even if you're the one sending, why wouldn't you want that to be as private as possible? Especially like the followers and the viewers. Has anybody kept up with that? Has that taken off yet in any form? Have they accepted Monero yet? Just curious.
Not that I know of.
Nobody wants to admit that they're on OnlyFans all the time.
Oh my God.
It's an unfortunate idea in turn. Like it just leads to, I don't know, pretty grimy things, but it's definitely a use case.
So where is the Tail Emission Party? Just changing the subject.
And we found a place last night, Flatiron District.
What's the name?
Oh, nice.
Boquetera, I want to say. Boquetera Flatiron.
Monero Matteo, you there?
He's there, but not there.
Yeah, I hear you now.
We see
Hey,
you.
man.
Hey guys, I'm gonna log
Yeah,
off.
we're like
All right.
Monero.
I'm gonna come
The
back on a little
shadows,
bit if
but
you
I'm
guys
kinda
run.
here.
Nice talking to you all.
Bye.
All right,
All
thanks
right.
so much for
Okay,
jumping
thank
on.
you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vic.
Monero Matteo, can you hear us well?
I guess want to move on to the weekly news segment. While
You know
he
what?
gets up
I
on-
feel like we pretty much covered the news in our convo.
Okay.
And
Yeah, you guys
you
were
wanna
talking
quickly do
about
it?
parties, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing yours too, right? Or
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Wanna-
we got Luke
wanna
Smith
explain?
coming up. We're going to be at the Main Event Entertainment Center in Alpharetta, Georgia. So if you're
Why
in the
did
area,
you post that, Matteo? Like nobody knows.
yeah,
I
I
just
put it
found
in right. Yeah.
Did you put-
wait, what's that?
I posted it in our Reddit post, but if you want to send me your info so I can update it and have it there on the
Oh,
link.
yeah.
Now, is
Absolutely.
Luke Smith going to be there?
He is. Yeah, he
That's
is. He's
amazing.
actually in the area. I don't want to oust where he is, but so he'll come up, and I guess he's on his way to Linux Fest for next week, or
Oh,
Linux
nice.
Fest.
Cool.
I botch that word every time. But he's on his way up to North Carolina for Linux Fest, and he's just going to stop by and say hi.
That's amazing. That's a
That's
party
awesome.
right there. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
He's fantastic. He's a great guy.
Yeah, very interesting.
But yeah,
dude.
that's what's going on.
Very cool, man.
Awesome. You need to share and tag us so that we can promote
Retweet.
it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just send me the information and I'll update it on the Reddit post because I have a Reddit post going on for anyone that wants to throw a tail emission party. I see Andhres might be
Andhres,
throwing.
Jump up, man.
Jump on if you can. We've been trying to see if you would be able to throw.
I'm going to quickly run through the news. Let's do a quick.
I need to go, guys, but it
All
was
right.
lovely
Okay,
seeing
thank
you.
I'm gonna go too.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Tony.
you. Thank you.
Bye. I'm
Everyone.
gonna go too.
Appreciate it.
Later.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
so let's move on.
And now for our weekly news segment.
I clicked on the wrong thing. All righty, let's share the screen.
It's all right.
Let's do it. Let's
Get it
do
up,
it.
get it
Let's
up.
do it up.
I'll quickly
There you
run through. We basically covered most things. First story, New York lawmakers passed first in nation cryptocurrency moratorium. So we did a show on this a few weeks ago. I had one of the state assemblymen on, Ed Ra, and he's a Republican in the New York State Assembly. And he came on and he talked about how basically the Dems and the left were trying to pass this legislation. A bill passed in the House, and then it passed just recently in the Senate. So it's on its way to becoming law. Governor Hochul just needs to decide if she's going to sign it. That's interesting politically. So she's going to have to be forced to take a side here, and we'll see how that kind of influences her election. I don't know if you're going to want to piss off a bunch of crypto loving people in the state of New York, but this is just indicative of the state of New York in general, and in terms of crypto, really just horrible place for crypto. So much opportunity here for elected officials, politicians to take on the crypto side, be pro crypto. It was nice to hear from Ed Ra that he's on that side, and a lot of people are, but unfortunate to see this actually get this far. And basically what this law is doing, it's putting a moratorium on proof of work crypto mining from retrofitted power plants. And so what's really wrong about it is they're just going after crypto. So it's like, it wasn't like you can't retrofit a power plant to use it for other, an old power plant to use it for other purposes. It's like literally you can't do that for proof of work crypto mining. So it's just shows, government at its worst, not understanding technology, not weighing the good versus the bad. Sure, does it suck that, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction? And with proof of work, we have, emissions. yeah, that sucks, but you're discounting all the good that comes with this technology. You know, like cars emit emissions, most technology that we use, all these computers we're using right now, the internet itself probably burns a shit ton of fossil fuels. Think of everybody logged in, running their computers, servers running around the world. But I don't think anybody would say, you know, maybe that's not worth it. Maybe we're not getting it. There's not enough value that comes from expending that energy. So just really unfortunate to see New York move in this direction. And that's the update. Next story.
Cake Wallet.
All right, we covered this already, but big news. Cake Wallet is now a sponsor for the What Bitcoin Did podcast with Peter McCormack. I think it's tremendous news, and it's going to really help get the word out on Monero to all of his people that tune in, all the Bitcoiners, all the noobs that find him. He's like the first show that you find. The show's tremendous, so it's really that's definitely a win for Monero. Next, this is awesome. Somebody mined Monero on P2 Pool, and then with their, you know, over time with their winnings, they used it to go purchase gratuitous coffee.
Yeah, I think he's actually watching.
Oh, awesome! So yeah,
so.
That's the guy. Jump on if you like.
Yeah.
Man, this is a dream come true. So this is, in my mind, you know. I could die a happy man now.
Oh goodness.
This is awesome to see. Somebody, you know, it's like full circle. So they obtained Monero, they entered the network permissionlessly, they got it in their Monero in the best way possible through mining using P2 Pool nonetheless, and then used it to anonymously buy some coffee from us, where they can then tip the farmers with Monero if they so choose. So awesome to see. Awesome to say. Thanks for doing that, man. I got to put a comment on the Reddit because that's so cool. Next story. Tail emissions kicking in. We're talking about nonstop all the time. And here's a nice little countdown. It shows it was June 8th. Now it's showing June 9th. So I don't know. We're hashing.
We're doing a pre-party then.
We're getting to the blocks too fast. So whatever. It's gonna be on June 8th. Everybody's doing it on June 8th. So it's kind of like New Year's Day, right? You celebrate New Year's Eve. You don't celebrate New Year's Day. You're hungover. So we'll all be hungover on the actual Tail Emission Day. But the real party will be Tail Emission Eve. From here on out, guys, this is going to be a yearly thing. It's going to be bigger than New Year's. This is how we start.
Okay, now you're just taking it to an extreme. Calm down. Anywho's moving on.
And last little news story. Giacomo, who I'm completely blocked by, but people messaged me this morning. They're like, hey, you should do this. Apparently he agreed, I think, to come on a Monero talk with Seth or something, which would be amazing. But he's always super critical of Monero. He's one of these guys that says it's, you know, it's a complete shit coin, basically because it's trending to zero against Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. It's, you know, it's an anonymity set isn't big enough. Like, you might as well use Bitcoin if you're going to transact and not, like, what? That makes it like, it's really unfortunate because, you know, he has followers and he's misadvising people. But maybe we can talk about that in person on Monero Talk. I've spoken to him. It was a virtual conference, and we were both on it. It was cool. We spoke. He was down, but then he blocked me. I even brought that up. I was like, dude, you got me blocked. And he's like, oh, sorry about that.
Did he ever unblock you?
No, apparently
I'm so sorry.
Oh, best part is if you scroll up, he responded. His you know, tweet bashing Monero was actually in response to a Peter McCormack tweet where he said Monero isn't a scam. So it's nice. He's, you know, he's out there now that he's working for Monero. He's supporting Monero, which is nice to see. That's huge.
Yes, huge.
We agree, Peter.
Monero
is not a scam. I'm gonna like that. Bam! I just like that. I think it's the first Peter tweet I've ever liked. I'm just kidding.
That's it.
All right.
So let's move on to the viewers on stage segment.
Viewers on stage. Anybody left? I think
it's the viewers on stage segment. It's that time where we invite you, the viewers, up on stage to comment on anything you've heard so far today, ask the guest a question, or maybe talk about one of the news topics. Come on down.
Hello. You like my segment? You're muted.
You're muted.
I'll mute you. There you go. Now you're good.
That was a funky intro.
Oh yeah.
It's like being on Seinfeld or something.
That was the whole goal.
Monero sitcom. Somebody's got to do it.
I need to just enter the door suddenly. Like, go.
You're the Kramer of Monero. You kind of are. You jump on the show pretty regularly.
Sadly, yes, probably.
I know there was like a
What's
silence.
going on, man? We miss you.
I am more
I
like
know.
a George fan. No, not so much of a Kramer fan, but
Yeah.
that's all right.
Oh wow, you don't even like Kramer, damn.
Whoa.
Dude, we miss you. We thought you were gonna be at Monerotopia.
I know. We were looking
I
forward
know.
to finally meeting you in person because I don't think we have. Have we?
No, we didn't.
I don't
Oh.
think so. Yeah, in person.
Feels like we have.
I know. I've known you for years.
I feel like
Probably.
we've drunk wine together. And we've
had some steak
Yeah.
in Argentina.
That happens sometimes. Yeah, you have to come here
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm down.
We would love that.
and make
man.
it for real.
Nice.
I know that we have there is a LabitConf in November, I think so. So it's kind of like a Bitcoin conference here,
Oh,
but it's kind of important for the Latin market. But many people from abroad come.
that's huge, right? Yeah. That's like the biggest
Mhm.
one in Latin America.
I think so. And it's mostly in English as well. I think it changes places from year to year. I think it was in Uruguay. I don't remember which one. Where was the last one? But now it's in Argentina because it may have to do with the World Cup, the soccer World Cup.
Ah, yeah, that's right.
I don't know, but it's a
Mm.
good place to be if we happen to do good at the World Cup. So
Oh, nice.
it's gonna be fun in November.
Put that on the list.
There you
Sonia.
go.
All
go
right.
to
But yeah,
Argentina. I'll go.
Argentina.
We're in
Yeah,
Argentina.
that's one she'll say yes to.
I'll say yes to that.
Yeah.
I missed the Miami one.
I know, we
the
were very
Miami
sad
one
about
was
that.
super nice.
You would have loved it,
Yeah.
man.
We had a
You
really
would've
good
loved
time.
It was
I know.
it had a nice feel. It was a real community bottom up feel. It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like 50% Latin anyway, so
Yeah.
it was nice. Next one is in New York.
We're not sure.
We're not
It
sure.
looks
sure.
like
What's up?
yeah, it looks like the next one is in New
Yeah,
York.
we're
Yeah,
we're
we're
leaning towards
leaning
New
towards
York.
that.
We got a bunch of things we got to figure out.
Yeah, we
what we're
gotta
doing,
finalize our ideas.
But you're going to MoneroCon, right?
Yes.
All
Oh,
right.
okay,
So
so
we'll see you there. We'll see you there.
We'll have
Yes.
some steak
Okay.
there.
You will see me there.
Nice.
You are starting and closing up the event, right?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I don't know.
You are at the beginning and at the end of the event, right?
Well, we'll
you
be
open
there
up-
all week.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you mean at the beginning?
Weekend.
Oh, the hub.
No, you will be announcing the start of the conference and you're
Oh,
also
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
wrapping up the.
We
Yeah.
talked about that.
I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
telling you about this.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, we're down. We're in.
Yeah, yeah,
we're down.
Whatever you need. Whatever you
Whatever you
need.
need.
Whatever you need. We're
Yeah,
honored.
that's right.
Honored.
Yeah. Midi Poet did ask us.
We're
actually.
bringing. So we have the whole gratuitous coffee thing. So we had the machine where we were roasting it live in Miami, and we have the guy.
Mhm.
He has the machine now in Portland. We bought a second machine and we shipped it to Portugal. It's arrived, and we have a guy there from the Monero community who will now be roasting so then we could ship coffee out on the
In Europe.
European side because it was
Nice,
just
yeah,
too
nice.
expensive. But he'll be there as well, so roasting fresh coffee. So that's cool too.
So if we pull that off, we shift a roaster
yeah, we
to
shift a-
Portugal. Can you believe that?
Wherever there's a Monero
roaster.
conference,
It may work or it may not work. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Customs
But the
are
roaster
like
is
that.
there. The
the
roaster is there.
The roast is there.
The roast is there.
Rodas.
So now you have the European base of the coffee, the gratuitous
Well, we're
coffee.
trying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're trying
gonna
to
try to
we're
do
trying to start little roasting nodes all over. So like like
It's
Argentina would be
roasting now,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, because then we ship it out on demand, right? So
But the good thing is that this is a for-profit roasting node.
oh yeah, yes.
Not like the other nodes that we have to convince
Yeah.
people to run.
Yeah, Chinese.
No.
Do it for decentralization, please. And it's like, do I make money with this? No, you don't.
Not really. We just let them.
It's just karma. It's the only thing that you win.
We're working on a node thing too. I won't go, but yeah,
Another
Yeah.
project,
yeah.
guys.
We'll talk about that later more.
But we have a nightmare here. Hi, how's it going? Want to say hi?
Did you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
we can hear
what's
you.
going
How's it
on, man?
going? We met.
Hey,
you.
long time no see.
I
Yeah.
remember you from Monerotopia.
And I think-
100%.
Yeah.
We chilled. We were watching We were listening to Crypto Bear together, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And we hung out at the beach too.
Yeah, we hung out on the beach. Yep. What's going on, man?
You missed it, Andres.
Nothing. Investing in crypto and bought some things yesterday on my Xbox with my Monero, so it was pretty cool. I actually found out that Microsoft is actually now accepting digital payments for like a lot of their games on the Microsoft store, which I kind of had a hand in because I'm an Xbox insider, so I give my like takes on things that they're thinking about. And I was one of the people that told them like, hey, you should start accepting digital payments.
Do they accept Monero?
No, I haven't got them yet, but they're going to be reviewing and looking to accept other cryptos. So when they start sending us a survey on our Xbox, I'll go ahead and mention that as well. But right now, they're accepting just Bitcoin, but it's on-chain Bitcoin. It's not Bitcoin Lightning, but hopefully once they send out another survey, I'll go ahead and tell them, like, hey, you should accept Monero too. Take a look at that and maybe put that on your payment system along with credit cards and stuff like that and gift cards.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's what we need people to do. Yeah, just keep reaching out. Reaching out to as many businesses you can get to accept. You're coming to the meetup in New York, right? Aren't you?
I was, but unfortunately, I will not be able to.
No. All right.
Some things came up that unfortunately I'm gonna have to have my attention to, so I won't be there. But I will be watching it live if you guys stream. I will check it out live that way. But other than that, man, been talking a lot about XMR on my podcast. So a lot of people are starting to
put it out there.
Yeah, so my podcast is Nitemare, Gaming, and More. So I talk about gaming, crypto, always go over the charts, the top 45 cryptos, what's going on. I've made some predictions about XMR, top 10 I see by 2025, but that's just me. I think you are right, Doug, that privacy will become more and more accepted, especially in the U.S., especially as they get ready to roll out the CBDC in the U.S., but I think people will gravitate towards XMR over Bitcoin and Bitcoin Lightning as well.
Yeah, can't disagree with you there. It's definitely my thesis. You should. You ever have guests on? Let me know, man. I'll jump on your show one of these days.
I've only had one guest on, and that was like 2 years ago when I first started. I have never ever had a guest on since. I've had people hit me up on LinkedIn to try to come on, and every time we set something up, that person ends up canceling on me. I don't know if like maybe their higher ups get in their ear and they be like, "Who's this Nitemare guy? No, don't go on his podcast." It's like, okay, So I have 5 active listeners that listen to every episode I do every week, which is kind of great. So hopefully I can get more followers, but 5's good enough.
You got to start somewhere, man. We started slow, and it's still slow.
It's still slow. It's still.
We're definitely shadow banned. It's just because we're so controversial. That's why. That's
what helps you sleep at
night. We're so hardcore. They don't want to get us out there. Andres, what's going on with? Give us some updates. What's going on with Monerujo? And you do the podcast too, right, man? You guys still doing that?
No, we don't.
Well, you had one like 2 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I am the officially. I suppose the El Monero podcast in Spanish is no more.
Oh no!
No,
why?
What? I didn't even understand it. You guys had you needed to translate. I literally listened. You needed to translate. I'll be like, wait a second.
No, it was great. It was great, but it's not a secret that with my co-host Roten, we don't always agree on everything.
Does anybody agree with everything with Rotten?
I don't know. I tend to see the value on some people that are kind of fringe and give the just to be the devil's advocate, so to speak, in this case. I think there is a place for voices of dissent in the community, which sometimes is helpful.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that I agree on everything, and probably he doesn't agree with me on most stuff.
Yeah.
So it was pretty open. I mean, in the Spanish community, it was it was not a secret. It was very open discussions from time to time.
Yeah.
But
that makes for good conversation.
Yeah. And I thought, sincerely, I thought there was value on having even some awkward discussions live on the podcast, because sometimes it shows both sides of the coin, so to speak. But eventually, it looks like it was too frustrating for both of us.
Okay.
So that is no more. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future regarding podcasting and all that. As you guys pretty well know, it takes time from your other stuff and life and work and all that. So we will see. There's nothing on the plans.
Speaking of which, I have to run because Franja has a piano recital. And I do not want to be. I do not want to be that guy. I don't want her memory to be. Oh, she'll come to resent Monero. She'll come to hate Monero. You love Monero more than me. I gotta go. I gotta go, guys.
We saw enough movies of the dad.
Yeah,
not getting to the piano concert.
Do not want to be that
like
guy.
a trauma for lives.
Yes. Yes. I have to go, guys. Andres, thank you so much, man. Are you gonna try to do a meetup?
With that thing, I sincerely haven't thought about that since until the last half an hour. There is a couple of guys interested in Monero in Argentina. I think it's worth it if we do like a Spanish speaking one, so it's everybody from Latin America and Spain and all that.
No, I'm just saying you should do it on June 8th just to see if people come out
do it
to celebrate Tail Emission. Yeah,
but just right now, I realized that the same problems that we have with volatility in the price of cryptocurrencies, we have with volatility in the dates of cryptocurrencies, because since all the things happens on certain blocks, and the blocks keep changing times, it's very rough to organize like precise events with people. So I will send up like a couple of messages on the Spanish Telegram too, and if people wants to gather around even virtually, and enjoy,
let me know.
Awesome.
The moment that we are getting more different to Bitcoin than we were before.
Yes. Awesome.
Monero is going to be inflated to death. It's going to devaluate a lot. Infinite Moneros. Yes.
Monero supply infinity. I love that. Like that's like
we can both have Arctic mining,
right? Like it's just such a dumb way of looking at it when people say that.
Yeah.
All right, man.
We need Arctic mine in both streams because he can speak Spanish and English at the same time. So he's the dynamic guy. So that's great.
All right. Awesome.
All right.
Good luck with your recital.
Thank you so much, man.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you guys
see you at MoneroCon too.
Yeah. See you at MoneroCon. See you soon.
Ciao.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
All right. Later.
See you next week. Adios.
Thank you for joining us on this week's Monerotopia episode. We stream live shows every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern. You can find and subscribe to our show on YouTube and Odyssey, or listen to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or Stitcher. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter or join us in the Monerotopia Telegram group. See you all next week.